Hello, this is Cody from Keeping Score Games, and today we're bringing you one of Rio Grande's classics. This was sent to us for the purposes of review by Rio Grande, and they have been exceptionally helpful with this channel. They have sent us mini games, and we're going to start focusing on getting those reviewed here this week, so we'll have a bunch more Rio Grande coming your way. Zooloretto is an all-time classic. It won the 2007 Spiel des Jahres Award, which you can see right here on the front of the box. And it is an exceptionally simple, but really, really fun family weight game. So everybody's going to start out with a board in front of them, like this. And it's going to have a little side expansion over here that's going to be flipped upside down to be in construction. Now, what the things on this board are is you've got places to put vendors. We haven't played with that version of the game yet, but I did with some friends about a year ago and had a lot of fun, but my fiance hasn't tried that version yet. We played with my son, and he really liked it too, which was a great sign because getting him to sit and play board games and having him admit that he's having fun is usually a challenge. Every board has a 4, 5, and 6 animal habitat. And what that means is if you fill them before the end of the game, you get the max score for that zone. So if you fill the 4, you get 5 points. If you fill the 6, you get 8 points. And if you fill the 5, you get 8 points. And if you fill the 6, you will get 10 points. If you fill everything but 1 in the slot, so if you get 3, 4, and 5 respectively, you will get the lesser score of 4, 5, and 6 points as listed. You will have a little zoo barn here up front. That is where you're going to keep animals that you get that you can't play immediately. Now, you can do a couple things with those animals. Somebody can buy them off of you for 2 coins. One goes to, I believe one of those coins goes to you and one goes to the bank. You can also get rid of them by paying to have them, shipped out. At the end of the game, you will also score, if you manage to get it, your sideboard, which is 9 points to fill it with 5 animals, or 5 points to fill it with 4. You will also get bonus coins for filling the 4, the 5, and the other 5. That's 1 point, 1 coin, 2 coins, or 1 coin respectively. This one's 1, the 5 over here is 1, and then the 4 over here is 1, and then the 5 space here in the middle is worth 2 extra coins. You will have to pay 3 coins to build this. There will be other uses for money when you're doing the vendors, or if you have the tray, or some other variants that are all in the rule book. The variants are very nice. They add a little more complexity, a little more challenge, but the base game is brilliant. So on your turn, you're going to do one of a couple of things. You're either going to draw a tile blind, I got a kangaroo, and place it on one of the trucks. There will be as many trucks as there are players. And by the way, I love these little cardboard trucks. They're great. What a little piece for table presents, So I'm going to put a kangaroo there. Let's say the other player draws and they get a panda. They'll place it on this truck. The other player draws and they got a flamingo, but they're going to put it on the same truck as my kangaroo that I need. Do I need flamingos? No, I won't. Let's say I've got elephants, tigers, and bears, and something else in here. So that's how you start getting those animals. The other thing you can do is you can use your money to either build this, buy animals off somebody, etc., etc., and then you can take the truck. Now, once you take the truck, your presence in this round is over. You can't do anything else. You'll take the truck, you'll take the pieces off of it, and you'll start filling enclosures. So I'll put my kangaroo there, for instance, on the top of my board. Things get dicey pretty quick, though, because you start getting these trucks that are filling. Everybody's trying to build their perfect truck for what they need, except for nobody's telling anybody who's going for which truck, because you're all competing. The other neat thing is every set of animals has 2 red hearts and 2 blue hearts on 4 of the pieces. And what that means is if you get a red and a blue heart, they successfully get fertilized and you get a baby to go in that enclosure, which counts as another animal. So it's a nice way to help fill up those bigger spaces by getting the mating pairs. Now, you can only successfully have one mating pair of one of each animal in your zoo. But that doesn't mean you won't take the other hearts because you don't want your opponents to do the same. So there's strategy here. There is definitely a depth into how you play, and there's definitely strategy even with this most basic version that I'm showing you today. You know, let's go on to components. Like I said, I love the truck. The cardboard is fine. The player boards are fine. The only thing I can complain about is, and it's not really a complaint, but this is essentially a bag builder. I mean, you're blind drawing from stacks and putting them on the trucks. I think if you've got a cloth bag, instead of just having random stacks of tiles out here, throw everything but the last set of, end game determining tiles in that black bag or whatever. So yeah, there is a clock that goes on top of a stack of 15 tiles, and once you have to start taking from that, that is the beginning of that is when the last round goes. So you'll finish out that round and then score your game, and that's it. Other than adding like a cloth bag to it that you can put the other tiles in to randomly draw, the game is just great. I mean, I can totally see why it won the Spiel des Jahres, and I'm ashamed that it's taken me this long to get to it and play it. And I have to thank Rio Grande for that because, Zooloretto's always been on my radar, but I've never pulled that trigger. And then they sent it in one of our review boxes, and I was so excited. So I'm going to give this a 9. This is a perfect family weight game. It's just every time I play with my friends or family, I'm going to be happy to bring out Zooloretto. It's for 2 to 5 players, so it plays a pretty good sized group. The variations allow you to scale it to as complicated or not complicated as you want. And even the variants aren't complicated. They just add more nuance to the strategy. Elizabeth, who isn't here for this review, but she did want to tell you, she thought it was cute. She thought it was fun. She loves the theme of animals, as do I. She's giving it an 8 because she really enjoyed it, and she is always going to be happy to play it, she said. And I'm giving it a 9 because it just is top tier family fun. You can't do much better than Zooloretto if you're looking for a game with enough depth to keep you intrigued, but also enough ease to get your kids to play with you. That being said, thank you once again to Rio Grande Games for sending us this, and thank you all for watching. Last notes, check out Red Raccoon Games in Bloomington, Illinois. They're friends of ours. Best retail store I've ever been to for games and tabletop things. Also, check out Board Game Revolution on Facebook. They are a really good community to talk about your favorite themes, your favorite games, what you're doing this week in tabletop, ask questions about things. They even have a buy, sell, and trade group that's the sister site to that. So check them out. Let them know that we sent you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.